We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Hello, and welcome to Powers on Payroll here on the Nerd Eternal Network. I'll be your GM for the day, Jason, and with me as usual will be Taylor as Skater Boy.
Howdy, howdy.
Curtis as the Influencer.
Hola.
And Marigold as the Boogeyman.
Thank you for joining us.
All right, who remembers what happened last session? Taylor, go.
I was sick. Don't be mean to me.
I wasn't while you were sick, but you're better now.
What, do you think I went college football and pulled up the video and reviewed the footage?
Well, I assumed so. It's what I would do if I missed.
No, you wouldn't. We just wouldn't have the game if you missed.
Well, hypothetically, if there was video. All right, Curtis or Marigold, what happened last time?
Oh,
we finally kicked.
Go ahead.
Marigold's probably going to remember more of it than I do, but I do remember that we kicked the headsman's butt finally.
Yes, we did. There was a lot
and we did some research.
About Scare Boy's nullification gadget was kind of the clincher for it. Total MVP. We were able to take him out before backup got there. Boogeyman almost got him off for slapping him for doing the whole confused old man thing when he was in police custody. But there was a video of him earlier on ranting on staff.
I did think the chokehold was clever.
Like, probably can't hurt him physically, but he probably still needs to breathe. Let's see if I can't fix that.
Yep. I keep meaning to type up some coherent chokehold rules. Because the drowning rules are pretty close to what we need.
Pretty much.
But
I'm lazy, so I never did type it up. All right.
And honestly a little... Yeah, go ahead.
And if y'all recall, you'd gotten back to base, you were basically given the next day off. And you had I think you had a day or two before a big public event. Yeah, there was a big public event coming up.
I don't remember what the event was, but we were supposed to go.
I don't think Offerman even really gave you the details, that day.
But we were certain that nothing interesting would happen or go amiss at this event.
No. It'd be like a superhero wedding, just perfectly smooth.
Oh, Influencer also battled the Offerman, Boogeyman discouraging Earth Mother from coming in for genetic screening because she doesn't really know why she had powers.
Right.
And it's probably magical in nature given who was attacking her after research on it. And the staff was lost and pocket dimension meant the pocket dimension was Skater Boy's pants after he shoved it in there because we want to hand it over to the Crucible.
That's right. He did do that little tattletelling, didn't he? And as I recall, Boogeyman and Influencer got into it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, they did.
It was one of those after the game. It was an in-character thing, not a me and you thing.
That's why I said Boogeyman
threatened to jump through my computer screen and slap me.
I was here after I called someone a motherfucker during a game.
You just have to come to him later. Look, I'm sure that you personally don't do anything inappropriate with your mother. That was just in character. All right. So in the days leading up to the event,
You okay?
And it's a big meet and greet. The city's opening a new building. Futuro, jumped at the opportunity to have y'all out there, rubbing shoulders with the big wigs of the city, and out in front of the cameras, of course. Let's see. They don't really give you any special instructions. More than likely at some point, Whippet will be doing, whip demonstrations.
What's the building that's opening?
You would ask. Let's say it's a new library. And, the city and the financial shape it's in, they haven't been doing a whole lot of that sort of infrastructure or that sort of, public works. So they're trying to make a big deal about it. And you guys will be having a meet and greet with the public, signing autographs, taking pictures, that sort of thing. Like I said, Whippet will be doing demonstrations. I'm sure the company would ask Skater Boy, to do some stuff. They do not ask Influencer to demonstrate his powers or anything.
I'm shocked. I will pass my regrets and regards to the fans that are disappointed that we don't have our own comic books right now.
Futuro is working on that, though. They haven't had any luck with the big two companies, because one of them's owned by Disney and the other one, well, Warner Brothers just got a whole lot going on right now. So now they're looking around at indie creators.
They can't commit to anything.
Let's see. Boogeyman, they might have Boogeyman demonstrate some of his gadgets.
Oh yeah, I'd probably give a little rundown of what they are, how they work, and probably had to have cleared with legal. Hey, how much can I actually tell them about the chemical compositions of this stuff without it becoming a liability whenever some kid runs off and makes it in their kitchen? Because you can in your kitchen. Great.
They'll get back to you on that. And what they get back to you is, if it's something like a smoke bomb, if it's something harmless, yeah, go ahead, whatever. Don't tell them how to make the little beam saber thing that you use.
But all you gotta do is take apart your dad's computer, and it's just easy after that, and maybe get some halogen bulbs. But nope.
And legal sends somebody by to talk to you, and their whole thing is basically, for the love of all that's holy, do not refer to it as a lightsaber in public. That seems to be their primary concern with you.
And we did not say lightsaber in this podcast either.
Yeah, we're okay.
Boogie will set up his little Uncle Boogeyman's science bunker demonstration. Just make some of the fun stuff he can make.
Not going to encapsulate any children in foam. Here, hold this.
Oh.
Don't worry. When it finishes hardening in an hour, we can break him out. What's that? You got to pee now.
The crime-fighting elephant toothpaste.
Now, prior to the event, Curtis, Influencer is called to Offerman's office one day.
Uh-oh.
By himself. And not like publicly over the speakers in the base or anything. He hands you a new comm unit.
A new comm?
Yes, this is a new comm. Does everything the old comm does, but also he can contact you with it on a frequency that the rest of the comms don't pick up. I mean, all the comms have multiple frequencies you could flick to, but they all have the same set. This one has got this extra little something. Anytime you might think there's something he should know, or that the company should know, in mission, you can just flip over to that. And it comes straight to us. It doesn't go through Carol or whoever's in the seat that day. The rest of the team won't pick it up. He knows trust and teamwork is important. He doesn't want, he doesn't want to cause any friction. So this is just an easy way for you to let him know if you've got something you think he should know.
All right.
And they can contact you the
Sounds
same
good.
way. Should any kind of special instructions, ever come up. But yeah, that's it for that. Doesn't really know what you're going to be doing. While everybody else put on the demonstrations, probably just keep signing autographs and stuff. Oh, do we have a mic?
I heard a ding.
Excellent. One moment while I adjust the windows. If I can find the right ones to adjust. There we go. Truly, I am a professional. All right, now. Why is it when I turn on mics, I'm not seeing mic? All right, I think we're good to go now. Okay, Mike, all you really missed was the recap of last time and preparations for the upcoming opening of a new library that y'all are doing a public event at. So, meet and greet. Whippet will be putting on whip demonstrations, undoubtedly. Scatterboy will have a little stunt show or, whatever. Boogeyman's going to show off some gadgets. And everything is expected to go smoothly with no interruptions. And Influencer was called into Offerman's office and given a new comm unit that will let him communicate directly with Offerman and vice versa without necessarily letting anybody else know. But that's character knowledge, or player knowledge, not character knowledge. All right, is there anything that y'all would want to do in getting ready for this before the event?
I would say Boogeyman's probably going to go ahead and mix up a batch of the binding foam, just in case things do get bad.
That's the knowledge of an experienced hero talking right there. Anybody else?
Well,
As
go ahead.
oh yeah, I just I think I lost the connection briefly. Where's this meet and greet?
At a new library that's being opened.
Oh, okay, thank you.
The city's making a big deal about it because in their current financial woes, they haven't been doing a whole lot of public projects like this.
Well, I think Wetbet's gonna find a nice kids book for reading, which comes to mind because I'll be doing the same thing tomorrow in real life.
Oh, neat. What are you going to be reading in real life?
Whatever my niece puts in my hands, I think.
That's not up to you. You're just the reader. Yeah, Taylor, what's Skater Boy? How is Skater Boy prepping?
I was going to make the joke of Skater Boy being an experienced hero is always keeping the spray on knee pads party edition on hand.
Yep. Oh, speaking of Skater Boy.
Oh no.
Did you make attempts to contact the Crucible during these couple of days?
I haven't thought about that because that was a decision made for my character while I was gone. But yeah, I'd say I would attempt to contact him.
Okay.
To give him a dangerous magical artifact.
It was what the group had more or less decided. Your pants were just where they hid the thing initially.
Is it still there?
Presumably.
I mean, I'll check to make sure it's still there before I contact.
Oh yeah, it has not disappeared on its own or anything. No.
Okay.
Good question. That was a good question, though.
Yeah, well, you can never tell with the magical artifacts. But you do not hear back from the Crucible prior to the
Oh, fun.
library opening. Up to you whether you keep the staff or keep the scythe, well, it's a walking stick at the moment. Whether you keep that tucked in your pockets or whether you leave it, at the base somewhere. Or stashed anywhere else. Because I remember correctly, y'all were going to call the school. No, I'm sorry. Boogeyman had already taken care of sending a message. Because Boogie had asked the Rook if she had any way to contact. And she didn't directly, but she works at the school with Wolf Witch, and she's pretty sure Wolf Witch knows the Crucible.
Right.
So, never mind. Skater Boy's got to do nothing but, keep that stick in his pocket.
All right.
Irregardless, you don't hear back. You don't hear anything from the Crucible prior to the library opening. So the day of the event, Offerman's walking around and, making sure everybody's ready. He actually leaves the building before y'all, so he'll be there when you arrive. Because you're going to fly, you're going to go in the flyer and the land, they've got an area of the parking lot cleared. They're going to let people walk up and look at the flyer, take pictures of the flyer. Not actually going to let anybody in the flyer, though. Offerman thought it was a neat idea, but your head of security, brought up that it could be a security issue. So when you arrive at the building, brand new building, Whitestone, it's got kind of a dome sort of ceiling on it. Lots of skylights, lets in a lot of natural light. There are tons of people outside. They got the little ribbon up that they're going to cut. An assistant to the mayor is there to greet you. Shaking hands, thanking you all for coming. Thanking you for the work you've been doing. Helping the city. There's been talk of you in the mayor's office. Everybody's real pleased with what you've been doing. And then she starts ushering you over, to a table. There's a little opening ceremony where y'all are standing up on the platform, as the mayor's giving a little speech. Let's see. Would they... In fact, you guys are there to participate in the actual ribbon cutting itself. They get one of those big, oversized pairs of scissors that multiple people can kind of hold.
I'm not going to just whip the thing into.
Well, no, because the mayor's going to be holding one
suggest
side
that.
and y'all on the other side, pushing the scissors together. It's a nice photo
Okay.
op
That's
for the mayor as well. And there's music playing, and the crowd's making noise. They certainly cheered when y'all arrived. And there's news crews all over the place. So, mayor gives their little speech. Y'all all line up. The ribbon cutting goes fine. The ribbon cuts like it's supposed to. There's cheering. Y'all all pose for a picture with the mayor. And then things sort of break out into individual little somethings. Any of you put on demonstrations. Where Offerman and Futuro like the idea of Whippet doing the book reading with kids, because that's the sort of thing the press will eat up. They didn't want you to actually put on like a whip demonstration in front of the big crowds first, but so Boogeyman, what all gadgets are you showing people at your demonstration?
I'm gonna stick with the basic ones, just like how to make some simple smoke bombs. Probably not as the ones we would actually use in the field, just like basically just really fancy sparklers, more or less, toned down from what you'd use in a serious situation. Maybe give a few little simple electronics demonstrations, for like little together really quickly put together like some simple remote controlled drones that the kids can drive around. Nothing flying, just on treads and wheels.
Yeah. Giving them flying around would probably be a mistake with a large crowd.
Yeah.
Do you demonstrate your lock-picking device that you've used multiple times?
I am going to roll a d6.
Okay.
Evens or odds is all I'm going to ask you.
Odd. Oh. All right, and it rolled odd.
So yes, he is going to mindedly just pull out his little lock-picking gizmo and demonstrate it.
It does regular locks. It does electronic locks. No lock in the city is safe.
It's like a Flipper Zero on steroids.
So you get some oohs and ahs from that. And some people asking where they can buy one.
Says, oh no, made this pretty much in house, mostly original parts. It's not really something available for kids.
And what does Skater Boy do in his demonstrations?
I guess a lot of flat ground tricks.
Well, there's sidewalk and a little bit of curves. Yeah, there's not really. I mean, they would have set up ramps for you or something like that if you needed it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, if there's like a nice quarter pipe or a junior quarter.
Yeah, something like that
I mean,
that they could just move into the parking lot and sit down and
Yeah.
then move later. Yeah, they could have that kind of stuff. This would have been arranged in advance. So. Do you show off any gadgets or doodads out of your jorts?
I know how much danger is in those jorts.
Come along, kids. Watch me.
No, I
What's in my
can't.
jorts
I
today?
can't possibly start. I've like lived a long life as a hero. I can't just start like pulling stuff out of my pants in front of kids. So I'm gonna like not do that.
Pardon me while I whip this out.
It's my job.
No.
I'm gonna strictly stay on the skateboard.
All right. All right. So demonstrations go fine. While they're doing this, influencer, you're at the table. And it's a long table. It's big enough for everybody because all of you are going to be sitting there doing. The plan is for all of you to be sitting there doing autographs at some point.
Right.
But that's pretty much your station. And you've got people walking up and getting autographs.
But I have nothing to demonstrate.
No, not really. But people come by with visionary T-shirts, visionary hats, visionary water bottles.
Do fans like come up to the influencer asking him to jump into their bodies?
Only every now and then. It's not most of the fans. It's a few of the fans.
Few of the more intense fans.
And those that ask are not well.
No, there's nothing creepy. I just want to know what it feels like.
I just need some direction in my life.
I'm tired of making decisions. Can you make my decisions for me for a few minutes?
I've got an interview for a big job.
Listen,
Would you mind
I just
taking care
hate
of
the
that
taste
one?
of salads. Can you hop in and just down one for me?
Would something like that be how somebody with a possession power could make money legally? Got things you hate to do,
Probably.
but have to be seen doing? I'll go do them for you.
You want me to work out with you in a public, or work out as you in a public gym for 2 hours? Can do.
You have to work with Kid Rock.
Oh, you're
Oh.
sick, and you don't want to be sick for this 3 days you're sick? All right, I'll handle it.
I think a world with superpowers would get weird real quick.
Oh, very, very weird.
So events are continuing on. Now across the street there's just a handful of protesters. And it's not that they're protesting you specifically. They seem to be just sort of anti-super in general. And like it's a half dozen of them. They did not have a big turnout or anything. Though you do see occasionally a member of the press will go over and say something to them or film a little bit. So.
Free country.
Yep.
So is it tours or people with powers in costumes doing superheroes that they're against.
Based on their signage, it's like maybe they just don't like people having powers, period. But they really don't like the costume set glorifying having powers.
Fair enough.
But they're not, they're doing their thing, but they're not really causing any problems. So, the security at the event is, keeping an eye on them, though.
Is there any iconography that ties them to
Oh
Mott?
man, actually,
Not
this is
specifically.
This is like one of the worst groups for them to be protesting against. Because 2 of our people don't have powers; they just have tech or skills, and Skater Boy barely has powers.
Yes, but you're still part of the costume set that glorifies the whole
Yeah, yeah.
superhero powered thing.
Yeah. Besides, who even knows? Maybe I'm a fraud, and I was just born with supernatural reflexes, and I haven't worked a day for this in my life.
Could be. No normal person would put on a costume like that and go running around.
No normal parents, mother and father would allow that sort of thing. True. No normal parents would allow this.
Are you saying that in character?
No. Sorry.
The thought may occur to her in character, but
I mean, if someone actually point blank asked that, maybe in a unguarded moment, but no. I don't bring that up on my own.
You gotta have a weird, crazy bum of a parent to let them make you do superhero in work.
then suddenly the rook just comes out of the crowd, beats that protester up, and leaves. But to further answer the question, nothing in the crowd ties directly to Mott. Though that organization seems to be, if it's lingering at all, it's only in small pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you do see at least one slogan that there's a group that's considered to be an offshoot of Mott. That it's a slogan they use a lot. I won't say it's like their slogan necessarily, but so maybe some of the same sort of folk over there.
What's the slogan?
Why do you keep asking me these specific questions?
Now, hold up. If you bring up a painting, we want to know what the painting looks like.
Right. That's only fair.
Slogan is print on a plastic bag in front of the microphone.
We'll go with something simple like Earth for Humans or something like that. Which I'm totally not stealing from billboards and City of Heroes. But your demonstrations go fine. Then you spend about there's an hour where you're all at the table signing autographs and taking pictures with people. Let's see. I guess Whip-Et probably gets the most attention. Given the whole, how viral the video of her during the fight with the Vasilev went. Though by this point, you're all very popular and very well known in Detroit, so nobody's getting ignored. After that, you all kind of retire into the library itself. Whip-Et's got the little reading she's doing in the kids section. It's kind of a party atmosphere. It's a more affluent and politically connected crowd in here. There's a limited number of other folks kind of allowed in, but
very curated.
Right. not as curated. In the kids section, they've got a mishmash of just kind of everybody. They wanted a lot of kids in there. And you're getting filmed while you do the reading. The rest of you are out just kind of snoozing people. There's hors d'oeuvres, there's drinks. It's just sort of everybody walking around talking to everybody. Skater Boy, Influencer, Boogeyman, you're all... there's always at least 4 or 5 people right around you talking to you. Mostly, just pretty inane stuff. The kind of stuff fans ask, And you're 30 minutes into that or so. Whippet, the reading you're doing it's you're getting towards the end, started wrapping up, and you all hear, or it's almost as much feeling it as hearing it, this kind of low rumble. And out in the party section, you 3 give me awareness or perception, whichever it is.
Can do.
One moment, I did not have my blank character sheet open. Alright, so you need to beat a 6. And I think everybody at least meet or beat it. Yeah, Influencer made it. Everybody else beat it. Okay. Alright, so all of y'all out in the party area, you see the security guys reacting to this. They're on the radio. Some of them are heading towards the front door. A couple of them step over and start speaking to the mayor. Whippet, you're still back with the kids. You feel the rumble. Over where you're at, there's one security guy. There's just one security guy standing by the door, into the children's wing or whatever. And he doesn't go anywhere or do anything. You just see him, you see him kind of turn like he's paying attention to his radio. But out one of the windows, a block or 2 away, you see smoke start to rise.
Oh, like we felt an explosion.
A block or 2 away.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Some of the people in the crowd kind of react. In the children's ring, it's like the children look up, but some of the adult, library staff in there, start calming the kids down. Oh, it was nothing. It was probably just thunder, which the children seem to accept. Outside, people are talking about it. The mayor kind of, spoon on his glass, ding, 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 to get everybody's attention. Explains that there's been some sort of explosion, a couple of blocks over. He rattles off the exact street or whatever. Doesn't know if it was a gas main or a vehicle. Police are rolling out. Basically it's got nothing to do with us. No reason for us to worry about it. But then as soon as he's done talking to that, he beelines for, who's closest to him? We'll say Boogeyman. Or I say he. I think Detroit's mayor is... Detroit's mayor, maybe.
We're going with the current new one. Yeah, that's...
Okay. Yeah. She beelines over to Boogeyman. There's been reports. We're not sure what the explosion was, but something blew up over there. There's reports that there was some sort of fight going on.
Oh boy.
Like she knows you are not government employees, and she can't order you to go, to go do anything. But if there's any way your team could look into it, she would appreciate it.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
We will see about going over to check out, just to at least make sure nobody's hurt.
Thank you.
Already on our way.
She greatly appreciates it.
Or the fight that set this off, maybe was it like a street brawl? Was there any superpowers involved?
She's not sure. This is
that.
just. There'd been a couple of 911 calls saying, "Hey, there was a fight," and then there was the explosion. So they're going on like no details.
Well, when do we ever get details?
When you show up and find them yourself.
Let's go check it out.
So Whippet, you're close to the end of the book, but the security guy steps over, explains the situation. The mayor's asked your team to go check it, just to go check and make sure everything's okay. And he has one of the library staff, sits down to finish the book. The last few pages of the book.
Right.
The kids are all kind of like, oh, but y'all hustle out. Your pilot is already getting it fired up. The press is outside. There's still a decent bit of crowd outside. There's still other events going on outside. But the explosion kind of got everybody's attention with the smoke, and then they see you running and flying off. So, so as you fly down over the area, there's a big rupture in the ground. That's where the smoke's coming out, or the smoke's coming out from that general area. There's some cars on fire. It does look like something exploded underground. A lot of windows in the area are shattered. Like I said, there's vehicles on fire. There are civilians laid out. And it is very definitely some superhuman combat going on. Let's see. Do I still have pictures of these characters in here? All right, so you see, that was the wrong one to display. There we go. You see this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to remember. I don't think any of these characters have met him.
I don't remember the character as a player.
Oh, he's one of the mutants, but yeah, he's season 1.
And they popped up since then too. But yes, this is Siphon, a member of the Mutant Defense Militia. You see Grim Noir, the oldest member. Oh, and what was the lady's name?
Wraith?
That may be right. Yes, that is right. Excellent. And they're fairly well-known mutant terrorists. I mean, sure, half the labs they attack, come to find out those labs are holding and experimenting on mutants. So some people will argue they're not so much terrorists as they are freedom fighters. But as a group, they're not super careful about collateral damage. They are locked in combat with a group of 5 individuals that you do not recognize. All in matching uniforms.
Interesting.
Oh boy.
Silver and blue, D's on their chest. Eyes are lit up, and the center part of the D is lit up.
Did you say the uniforms were blue with V's on the chest?
No, D's.
D, okay.
D as in dog. Or Detroit. Well, yeah, whatever.
Why didn't we think of that?
What, the matching uniforms?
Being ourselves something D-ish.
Because then the V would have made no sense.
Oh,
Yes. Oh, that's what we already had.
there's the picture.
Yes.
And also, like, public relations was like, we don't want our name to end up being double D's. That's just not really a thing we want to play with.
Oh, that's...
Nobody wants to play with double D's. Daredevil's a
Let's
lawyer.
not
He
go
might sue you.
far.
But of this group, you see one individual is moving at super speed. One is playing with fire.
Literally.
That's like dangerous.
One you're not visually seeing what he's doing. Two of them are women. One of them, as you can see in the picture, it's like parts of her are almost stone. Like maybe she's just shifting, like maybe she can shift or has shifted the material she's made out of or something. And then the other woman is in a cape, and she's like floating up above the battle scene.
Flying cape.
And as you arrive, the team in the matching outfit seem to be getting the better of the militia. As you fly down, you see Siphon go down from a punch from the stone lady. Wraith and let me double check her, what she actually does. Make sure she does what I remember she does. Yeah. Her and the speedster are whipping around at high speeds. As you come in for the landing, you see both of them kind of stop. She's got her hands on him, and the speedster's sort of, kind of giving a twitch, and then he drops to the ground.
Does my column allow me to send images?
No, I think your comms are just communication equipment. Now, you could have your cell phone with you or whatever.
I just was curious if anyone at Futuro knew who these double Ds were. The Detroit Defenders.
Now the flyer has cameras, so the flyer is getting camera shots of the battlefield as y'all come in. So y'all can be standing looking out the window at what's going on, or sitting watching on a door monitor.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's send the image to Futuro. And I don't think this is something that I need to bother Opperman with directly. We can go through Carol and say, hey, who are these?
Yeah.
Who are these people? Because we need to decide whose side we're on pretty quickly.
Let's see. And your pilot, Daniel Dobbs. Carol tells you She doesn't recognize him. She's running through the system now to see if the computer can come up with anything. And your pilot's asking you, you want me to land us close, fly in, drop y'all off, and then take off? Or, how are we doing this?
Kind of say fly in, drop us off, but if somebody else has a different opinion,
Skater Boy will drop the Spread Any Pads Party Edition so that it hits us and the pilot. And then Skater Boy's willing to just jump out, as always, right into the fray.
Yeah, screw it.
All right, I'll leap out of the flyer.
Just catching air.
Yeah. Listen, having a rank 1 leaping is only good for surviving big jumps.
That's true.
What else do I use it for other than to jump out of high things?
Don't forget the pose.
right?
Well, I'm on a skateboard, so
Oh, you're always posing. Assume that until we get evidence
Cool.
otherwise, that we're not on the side of the terrorist freedom fighters.
That
Well,
would.
Or are we just trying to stop everyone from fighting?
Skater Boy will say in the cup, I'm just gonna get them to stop so we can know what's happening.
Yeah, that is
Okay. Focus on
probably the best course plan. Course
focus on
action.
stopping.
All right, go ahead and give me initiative rolls.
Doable.
Open.
There it is. Oh, wait.
Oh,
Oh,
I always. Doesn't matter what character I have. Seems like I always go last.
Did it go through?
Lavender.
There it is.
Oh, for God's sake. And
I don't know why I forget.
there we go.
Sounded like this entire team is going to go on to 7. Nope, that was on a 6. Okay. All right, and Whip It goes on a 6. Skater Boy goes on a 5. Influencer goes on a 4. Oh, Boogie's what I'm missing. Boogie goes on a 10. All right, so top of the order is Boogeyman.
All right, yeah. Boogeyman's just going to rappel down.
All right.
And once I'm on the ground, I'm going to knock together that calming gas I made during the one riot. Basically, just control emotions, calmness.
Okay. And what rank is that?
Going to be ranks.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. It cut you off.
Going to be rank 6.
6, all right. Difficulty you need to beat is a 13. Oh, no, it's a 10, and you rolled a 13. All right, so you're whipping that together without any trouble. All right, I'm pulling up the villain character sheets. For some reason, I closed them earlier when I should not have. There. All right, so Boogie is whipping together some gas. All right, so mixing some chemicals. Next is Wraith. Oh, let's see. One of her teammates is down. She's just seen an entire new squad of heroes that she doesn't know show up. I mean, she knows who you are, but doesn't know you know you. So you see her run over as she picks up her teammate Siphon and seems to be making a run for it. Yeah, basically back through the area where the explosion happened, away from this unknown team and yourselves. Let's see, then it's the other team speedster who's slowly picking himself up where he dropped. Looking for all the world like somebody that's exhausted, you know. It's like he's tired and kind of struggling to get himself back up, you know, first to his knees and then up on his feet. Next up is Grim Noir. He makes a gesture with his hand, and you see the shadows up under one of the wrecked cars, like, come up from the ground, carrying the car with it. He chunks the car at the flying chick. So that is a 12. That would be her coordination. Plus aerial combat because she's in the air. Ooh, that does not go good at all. So the car hits her dead on. And y'all all see that, you know, the car hits her, just stops. And then she pushes it off of, you know, where it was kind of hanging on her, she pushes it off herself and just drops. So it hit her and didn't even move her in the air. The man juggling fire decides to throw some. Pardon?
What was her name?
You don't know the name of this team yet. You've never seen this team before. It was the woman with the cape, the one that's flying.
One of the One of the Detroit Defenders.
That's also not a name, you know, though. Yeah, I mean, you can see it on
Right,
screen.
right. But
All right. So fire guy throw, or no, that's, oops, I rolled Grimm's dodge before I rolled the fire guy's fire. Hang on. All right, so Grimm got a 10 on his dodge, so the fire wielder needs to beat a 10. Coordination of 4, but with training using the power. But with a 9, he doesn't quite hit, so Grimm gets out of the way of that. Let's see, the one that you can't tell what they're doing. Oh, you know, there's no obvious power manifestation with him. Looks around the battlefield. And he's basically sitting there, arms crossed. He's looking around the battlefield, and you start seeing some of those knocked out civilians just floating up into the air and like moving further out away from away from where the combat is. He grabs. I guess we'll just say 2 for one action or for one turn. Let's see. That Siphon, who y'all saw get knocked out. Then the chick with the stone limbs runs up and tries to slug. Grim Noir. Let's see. Prowess 4. She's got some training, so she gets a 7. Grim gets a 6. So that is her damage minus his shield. She cracks him across the jaw pretty good. You see some shadow flare up around his face right as she's making contact. But he still goes stumbling back a step. She clearly just rocked his world. Really? Nothing for my pun? Whip it, you're up.
Okay. So, how apparent is it that the person who's doesn't seem to be doing anything was the person responsible for moving those civilians?
He looked in there. He looked in each one's direction as they lifted up off the ground.
That indicates a concern for collateral damage, which can I try to crack my whip in between Stone Lady and Grim Noir just to create some distance between the two? And can I do that for and still approach the other super and ask what the situation is?
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with that. You're just kind of getting the first 2. You're just kind of getting their attention. And which one are you approaching to talk to?
The person who doesn't seem to be doing anything, but is most likely moving the civilians.
Okay, that's not a problem. So you run up, kind of crack your whip. You run up close enough to crack your whip between those 2, which gets them both to look at you. And then you're still closer to turn and talk to the guy that you think is moving civilians. So what do you say to him?
Yeah. I just simply ask what's the situation here?
Mutant Defense Militia. I'm sure you're aware. Mutant terrorists. They were attacking a nearby business. The Shadow Corporation.
Oh wait, why does that name sound familiar?
Yeah, they popped up a time or 2.
Because it sounds like Shadow.
No, it's French.
Okay.
Shadow.
But but not in our campaign.
No, this is the first time they've been mentioned in this campaign. They originally popped up, I think, in season 2, and they popped up at least one other time since then. It's a known company. I mean, y'all would have heard of the company. Anyway, they despite the fact that we had not publicly debuted yet, we decided to intervene. The collateral damage has been higher than we would have liked. I'm trying to get the civilians out of harm's way. Well, anyway, get them away from any more harm. Anyway.
I suppose the D on uniform stands for may I hazard a guess and say Detroit?
He's like, oh yes, we're the Detroit Defenders. Like I said, we were intending a more we were intending a more subdued public debut than this. But yeah, duty called.
Right. If I have a little more time in my panel, I'll ask, what can we do to help?
Oh, we're just trying to subdue the terrorists at this point. One named Wraith, you may have seen her super fast. She took it. We had managed to knock out one of them, Siphon, but Wraith has taken him, and he gestures over where she's still in sight. If any of your team can catch and subdue her, that would be great. Or if anyone wants to help us finish apprehending Grim Noir, he gestures to the shadow guy that's in the fight. He is very skilled with his powers. He's been wanted since the 60s. Though I suspect the commander will be able to take him down.
I'll check to see if our chair has gotten all that.
Yeah, you go, Carol. She's like, I've got it all. I'm running it through the computers now.
All right.
And she tells you, no record of a Detroit Defenders. Though, I mean, he said they were new, so that's not shocking. Everything he said about the MDM, Mutant Defense Militia, is correct. That's all public record.
Sure.
And then it is the commander's turn. You see the woman in the cape streak forward and take a swing at Grim Noir. Let's see. Too many character sheets open. I'm burying them under each other. Yeah, she also beats him by 1. All right. So he takes 4. So yeah, she streaks forward. She pops a good one. He hits the ground, bounces, rolls, and just lays there. Skater Boy.
Did I see the direction Wraith went off in?
Yes, she is still in sight.
I'll try to keep up with Wraith, and as I dash off on the skateboard, I will hit the comms and hey, let's see if we can't get a more accurate description of what's going on, because I'm always wary of like a big group of a bunch of powered people with all of their faces hidden all at the same time and like
Mhm.
matching uniforms. It like always feels culty to me. And like I've had to deal with a lot of cults.
All right. So what is Skater doing?
I'm just chasing to keep up with
All right.
Wraith.
And how fast are you?
Super speed 3.
Okay. All right. So you take off all down the road after her. An influencer, you're up. What would you like to do?
I'm trying to think who is the biggest threat.
Well, only one of the Mutant Defense Militia is still conscious. You just saw the flying chick knock Grim Noir out,
Yeah.
and then she's carrying the other unconscious guy. You know, she's down the road about a block. You see Skaterboy, shooting down after her.
Well, it looks like the fight's about over, so no need to instruct the children to take this outside of the city. I will try and take over the last one.
Okay. So that is Wraith.
See if I can't end the fight.
All right. Does range make a difference with your power? Because usually you're fairly close to them. But she's about a block away. I mean, you can see her. You can definitely do it. I'm trying to think if she would have a bonus. No, invisible range, so never mind. Carry on.
Oh.
Alright, so she needs to beat a 15. Which with her willpower of 5 is probably not going to happen. No powers. So just her straight will. Alright, you beat her by 5. You are in control.
I'll kind of raise up my hands.
Well, you're holding somebody right now, so.
Oh.
Actually, give me a coordination roll. Well, not your coordination, though. You're in her body. So give me a D6 roll. If Influencer has athletics, you can factor that in as well.
He does not.
Okay, just straight coordination.
So D6 roll. Wow.
Nice. Right. No, you should have been rolling. I'm sorry, I may have said it wrong. Her coordination is a 6. So that should be 6
I just
added.
rolled a D6.
Oh, I got you. So add the 6 to that, you got a 12. All right.
Yeah.
Then I'll use her ranks of super speed. Well, that was almost bad. So you take over where she's like mid-step at super speed, so there's a moment where you almost lose your balance, but you manage to keep it and come to a halt. Skaterboy, you see Wraith suddenly just kind of come to a halt and turn around and kind of raise her hands, but she's still holding the guy.
Oh, so like We just lost like all ability to ask like what the other party had going on. I see. So we're like just siding with the cultists on this one? Is that what we're like doing?
He's talking to you, influencer.
Siding with the cultist.
Well, like there was only one person we could ask if like who started the fight, and it not be all of the people in matching uniforms with no face recognition whatsoever, and like no knowledge of who they are. And like the one conscious person that could talk to us, you just took. So like we just sided with them without knowing anything of the situation. Because like you
Well-
can't hop in her and now hop out, or we've taken her side. So like we have, without information, just picked a side. I hope we're right. And I'll turn around and start going back to the group.
Poor influencer.
No,
Everybody
the important
starts
thing
there.
is the fight's over.
Yes, the fight is over.
Yep, we chose who we chose which side we sided with, and the fight's over.
So y'all get back.
Hey, stop.
The fire guy is watching Wraith really closely as she walks back up. The woman in the cape who has landed on the ground at this point. She walks up to you, Curtis. And gives a quick look. Influencer eye, I presume.
Yes.
Thank you. Good work. It's always best if we can end these fights quickly with with as little violence and damage as
I think
possible.
Detroit's had enough for the day.
I could not agree more. I could not agree more. We have already contacted the police in Spear. They are on their way. The Thought's doing what little he can for the civilians. Healing is not his greatest power, but he can do a little something. At the very least, he can stabilize the worst.
So I gotta ask, you guys independent or you got backing?
We are set up as a non-profit. We have taken donations to get started, but we owe no specific allegiance to anybody. The speech is like, yeah, we've got no corporate overlords. You hear a slight sigh from the commander when he said you hear the commander.
No, that's fair.
He's like, it's a particular concern of his. He doesn't trust corporations.
I'll look at it. Scatterboy, look at him. You can like deal with the devil in the spotlight, or you can deal with the devil in the shadows. It's easier in the spotlight.
Are you admitting that you're dealing with the devil?
You are too. That's how it like works here.
And the commander's like, Rush, that's enough. Sorry, he gets very worked up about these things. I prefer to judge people by the work they do. So yeah, you hear sirens coming. Police get there first. A bit after that, Spear shows up. In the meantime, the commander has dropped down below the street. Basically, she's going down there to make sure there's, no more leaking. Make sure there's no leaking gas. there's automatic shut-offs that where the city should have, it should have automatically shut off anything coming to this area. But she wants to check and be sure, make sure there's no secondary explosions.
I'm actually going to hand her a couple of those little foam grenades and say, "Yeah, just crack one of these in case there is. It'll seal it up just as well."
Oh, thank you. And she comes back a little bit later, and she hands you most of the foam back. She says she found there was one crack in the pipe she was concerned about. She wasn't sure if there was any gas coming out, but she plugged it just to be sure. Tells you that is some useful stuff.
Oh yeah, it's saved our lives a few times.
She's read the reports of how you've caught people with it. Regrettably, her team does not have a dedicated gadgeteer. And while she's doing that, the rest of her team have gathered people up. The first person you spoke to, Whiphead, who identifies himself by the name The Thought, he appears to have some kind of minor healing ability, and is he's not getting people to 100%, but he's getting them stable, getting them, some of them that were unconscious, he's waking up, they've woke up. And of course, when the police get there, ambulances are shortly thereafter. Spear shows up, realizes who you caught, and immediately starts calling for some very specialized equipment. Siphon and Wraith. They pretty much put in normal restraints. But they are waiting for some specialized equipment to get here for Grim Noir. They tell you he can step through shadows, so they're getting a van with some special lighting that should be able to stop him from having any shadows to work with. It's all experimental because they've never actually caught Grim before.
Is Grim waking up at all? Is he conscious?
No.
All right.
They check him out when they get there, and he's just knocked out. But they give him something to keep him under until that stuff gets there. He has been in this business a long time. He is very clever with his escapes. But
can you use telepathy on an unconscious person?
It doesn't make it any easier.
Well, for like talking to them.
I might say there's some difficult. I might assign a little difficulty to it. Because if they're unconscious, they may be dreaming, so you may not be able to get real coherent conversation out of them.
But none of them are conscious right now, or has Influencer stepped out of Wraith?
I assume he'd have stepped out once they got her shackled.
All right.
You can yay or nay that, Curtis.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll burn a stamina to try to speak telepathically with Wraith. And just ask her.
And this is just communication, so I don't think there's any roles for it or anything. All right, so what do you say to her?
So, what actually happened here, and do I need to, find a way to secretly break all of you out?
This is Skater Boy?
Yeah, this did not, go how I wanted it to when I saw, there was a fight with you guys.
I don't know. Your buddy certainly picks sides quick. Does your company have
Yeah.
any ties to Shadow Corps?
I hope not, but like I'll find out.
Oh, anyway, we were investigating Shadow Corps. We were following up on some mutant traffickers.
Is
And
is there
our
like a location with the information so I can bring it up to like try to defend you in court or something?
well, she thinks of the address, the nearby address of the building they were going to, and she. Well, this is like speaking. So she tells you about the what they were investigating, how they'd come to conclude that something was going on in this facility. But when they broke into the labs in the sub basement, yeah, nothing there was what their intel had said. They thought they might be getting lured into a trap, so they extracted from the building, and then once they got outside, about a block from here, those silver and blue guys with the D's on their chest showed up.
All right.
And,
I'm gonna like
yeah.
at least make sure we can follow up on that and see if we can find the people trafficking and at least stop them for you, if like nothing else. I'm like super sorry it ended like this without us getting to talk.
Well, she appreciates that. The tone of her quote unquote voice, like there's not a whole lot of trust there. Oh yeah, we'll take care of this. Yeah, sure you will. But she does tell you she'd appreciate, if you do find anything out and deal with it, she would appreciate that. As far as you helping out in court, yeah, she's going to be getting run through human court. It's not going to be fair for her or go well for her.
Yeah. If any of you like need money for a lawyer, I'll like get in touch with y'all. Is that okay?
Now there's a little bit of confusion in her voice, but yeah, sure. I mean, we'll accept that sort of help. Absolutely.
All right, thanks. I'm just like obviously like not like appreciative of violence, but like most of the time groups like yours are like hitting the right people, it just in a way that isn't palatable. So like I get where you're like coming from.
You're one of those people that think we're a little too rough, but then never seem to get around to doing anything yourselves to help the problem. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be coming down on you so hard. It's been a bad day.
Also, like, I spent like 20 years like fighting human trafficking and stuff. Like, it wasn't always against people who kidnap mutants, but I fought people who kidnap mutants. I'm just like, also was like debilitated for a long time.
Oh yeah, you were active back in that. You were back in the 90s, weren't you?
Yeah, like. Also, like, I'm a guy who can read minds and run super fast. Like, I've been accused of being a mutant a lot of times, and I may qualify on some groups as one. I don't know. It's like a confusing organizational system for that.
Oh well, how did you get your powers? And you get, you're experienced dealing with people. You can. It's like you can hear her shift into recruitment mode. Oh, are you a mutant? Do you know where you come from?
Oh, I was just like, well, like the running fast and like the mind reading. I was just like bored with.
That sounds like a mutant.
Like my mom could like predict the future a little bit, so it's like kind of wild. Anyway, sorry, like sorry, place, information. I'll get in contact with y'all for like make sure you have like defense attorneys who aren't like speciest.
Oh, like she'd appreciate that, and her whole tone is a little warmer now. Like oh, this guy's a mutant. He may be in a little denial about it. Yeah, but he may be one of our people. Now, while Skaterboy's having this conversation with her, are the rest of you talking to anybody? I mean, other than the spirit agents that come in and the police that come in, take a statement about what went on.
I'm sorry, I had to step away. Did I catch any part of what was going on with Skater Boy?
No, he was doing that mentally.
Okay, that's what I thought.
As far as you can tell, he's just sitting there, kind of looking in the general direction of the prisoner transport.
Okay.
Thought. Hey, just off to the side. Hey, how did that explosion go off exactly?
Which one are you speaking to?
The thought.
Well, the fight was a little chaotic. We'd been notified that they'd gone into that they had attacked a facility. As we were approaching, we saw them leaving. We tried to hit them hard. Our initial thought was hit them hard right there before they get, anywhere else. Anywhere else in the city. We caught them at an intersection. We thought we could take them down, but it wound up being a moving fight. Best he can tell, and he's looked at this fight from the point of view of everybody on his team. So he's seen it from multiple viewpoints. Wraith went to blast the stone, and it tells you that he flashes you an image of the woman that you saw that was, that had made her limbs look like stone.
Mm-hmm.
The stone was just starting to transform. Wraith went to take a shot at her. The Rush ran up and, kind of slapped her hand to mess up her aim. That left a gorge in the ground, at which point the Flare threw fire at her. She dodged out of that. And then the explosion. So he is assuming Wraith tore up a gas main, and then the Flare set it off, not realizing what had just happened. That's the best he's been able to puzzle piece it together anyway. His team is quite disappointed. They very specifically trained to try to keep collateral damage down, and it did not work today.
Whenever you're dealing with high damage powers like Wraith's Energy Blasts, as well as the Flares, Pyrokinesis or something in his suit.
Pyrokinesis.
Collateral damage is extremely hard to avoid, especially when they glide. I suppose my best bit of advice to the Rush would be slap the hand, not to the side.
I imagine in the debrief the commander will probably bring that up. All right, influencer, Whippet. Are y'all speaking to anybody?
I'll just give my report to Offerman.
Okay, so you make a private little report to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let him know that Skater Boy is kind of a grumpy old man, and he may be aging out of this.
Well, They hired him in partially for his experience. They put him on the team partially for his experience. So.
Yeah.
Uh,
Glitch is going to get himself in so much trouble.
what about you, Whippet?
I don't think I have anything to say right now. I'm just I'm looking forward to the internal post wrap up.
So the press show up, of course. There's pictures being snapped. The commander introduces her team, Detroit Defenders. It is the Rush, the Flare, the Thought, the Stone, and she is the commander. They decided to keep their names simple. The reason they're in matching uniforms, and the reason they cover their faces, is that it's not about individual glory or drawing attention to oneself. It's just about getting the job done. She kind of gives their mission statement. She gives a rundown of how the damage happened. One of them asks why they did not call in the visionaries themselves. And her response is, it was 5 of us versus 3 of them. We knew the visionaries had a public engagement today. Basically, we thought it'd be simple enough, and we wouldn't interrupt them as they're doing their work. In hindsight, she wishes they had. The collateral damage is higher than her and her team consider acceptable. And she basically promises the people of Detroit that they will do better the next time. Rest assured. Other than that, the other Spear transport arrives. And it has a device that literally keeps Grim Noir kind of floating in the middle, with basically like fluorescent lights all around him, so he's not really casting a shadow. They even take his coat and hat off of him, so that he doesn't have. They don't strip him down completely, but basically they remove any of the baggier clothing that might cast a shadow. They seem both very excited to have him and very cautious to make sure they keep him. The press also talks to you guys. Any particular public statements y'all want to make?
I don't have any ideas what we should say. I mean,
Okay.
I guess unless Futuro wants us out in front of the camera.
Now, Curtis, Futuro
We can,
always wants you out in front of the camera.
so at the request of the at the mayor, we checked and checked out the explosion and apprehended a group of mutant terrorists.
They ask you if you have any idea why the MDM would have attacked the Shadow Corporation.
I wish I had an answer, but it's just that I who could understand the motives of terrorists?
The reporter nods like that, like they're taking an acceptable answer.
Sadly, in this day and age, that would be acceptable.
So yeah, so y'all eventually get back to base.
Well, I would want to tell the team about the location, get that information of what they were looking for.
Okay, so you do share the information with the team that of what
Oh yeah,
Wraith had
100%.
told you.
Like,
I got you.
yeah.
Do you
'Cause
tell
if it's
Spear?
evidence, yeah, we'll get copies of all of it made.
Yeah, that's fine. All right,
So
so
like, if it is, because if it's evidence of like an organization colluding to traffic living human beings, and yeah, like, let's get all hands that are of a public service to know about it.
all right, so Spear and the police run over there. I mean, they were already in the area because they, that building was damaged as they were going in and out anyway. But
I'll even extend the offer to the Detroit Defenders if they would like to see it.
they'll travel with you. Yes.
I will kind of jokingly like, but like, it's probably going to be like mostly paper, so maybe we keep a distance with the fire. And I'd give a wink.
He had literally been like rolling a ball of fire around in his hand. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. He kind of waves his hand, like if you were waving a match to put out. He does his hand like that, and the fireball goes out. So you get there. There's a vice president. Let's say a vice president of marketing. Let's say.
Oh wait, sorry. The location you gave me was the Shadow place, and not like a location they had where they had their information.
Yeah, it's one of their office. One of their corporate buildings, offices. They do have some labs in the office or in the building.
Wait. So when I asked Wraith if she had a place with the information, she told me to go directly to the Shadow.
Oh, I'm sorry. I may have misunderstood you. I was giving you the information on why they were there. Okay, I see what you're talking. No, you're talking about like there's like the safe house they were planning this stuff in.
Yeah, if they had a location where they had evidence, so that I could pick up where they left off.
I got you. So yeah, you go to the safe house. The police are like, "Do you want us to get the bomb squad to check and make sure the place isn't trapped in some way, or are y'all just gonna go in?" I mean.
I've got enough faith that she would have told me if it was gonna kill me.
The commander's like, you may have a little more faith than I do. If you'd like, me and Stone harden up. And you see the woman named the Stone, she crouches down and touches the cement, and you see her limbs go all stony again. The two of us are fairly sturdy. If you'd like us to go in first, just in case there's any unpleasant surprises. I don't think any of your team is invulnerable.
I throw down the party edition.
Psst.
It'll get the job done. And I'll walk up to the door.
So if you're insisting on going in first, the two of them are right behind you, where they'll act like a shield for anybody standing behind them. Looks like a technique they've practiced before.
Yeah, if no one stops, I'll just open the door and try to go in.
Okay.
And maybe locked, but
It is, but it's not, Boogie can pass you the lock picking thing or whatever. Or the commander can just
Yeah.
push the door till it opens anyway.
I'll just pass him the lockpick.
You hear the commander behind you, Scatterboy. We have got to get a gadgeteer.
yeah, like we have two. And I like pull out like the gun that reduces powers for a second and then put it back up.
Oh, I thought you just collected those things.
I like used to make adjustments a lot more when I was like super intelligent. I just say as the door's getting unlocked.
So you walk in. It's a middle of the road apartment. 2-bedroom. Somebody's clearly been sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
It's not fully furnished. But it's not like in disrepair or it's not dirty or junky or trashy or anything.
And just start, taking pictures of the area in general, and then looking to see where they have like their board set up and their planning and operations going on.
Yeah, they've got a little work area with a couple laptops, a cork board. You couldn't swear to it, but you're willing to bet Wraith and Siphon were probably the ones using the keyboard or using the laptops, and Grim Noir was probably the one using the old corkboard. Because it's got index cards with very neat handwriting and red pens and all that kind of stuff.
I never really got to work with like the super detectives a whole lot outside of like the Rook. This is like neat to see.
Skaterboy, actually, given your time period and length of service, you can probably remember back in the day. Yeah, some police were still doing some police investigators were still doing cork boards like this.
Yeah, it's a very nostalgic thing. For a Skaterboy.
In your early days, they were a lot of them were converting over to computers, but you still had the old heads were doing it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, it is a room that is a demonstration of like, back when I started, this is how the police stations looked.
And as you're traveling, Carol has gotten back to you, and given you kind of the rundown on the MDM. And yeah, part of his background, Grim Noir, or Benjamin Carter, was a police officer in like the 50s. And you realize while he looks like he looks like an old dude now, you realize he's a lot old, he's quite a bit older than he actually looks. Police officer in the 60s. Once he got outed as a mutant, his family got attacked. House burned down, that sort of thing. And that's basically when he went mutant terrorist.
Pretty fair.
So like, and I'll look back at Boogeyman. Could we just like get a copy of what's on the laptops for everybody, so we just kind of like all have the information?
Oh yeah, way ahead. And I'm just taking out like a little pocket hard drive to start cloning it.
And also, like, guys, thank you for like letting me take the lead on that one. I just kind of say passingly as I take pictures and read on the information.
The commander, Defender's commander. She nods. You've got to respect experience. If you thought you could handle it, you've got the experience now. Help me remember. When we go out in the field, we should have some flash drives on or something, just in case some incident becomes an investigation we weren't expecting. He just gives her a nod. So you get into the computers without too much
And-
trouble. What was that, Miracle?
Oh, so I was just gonna hand them like a couple of hard drives, just have on them.
Oh, thank you.
I got so many of those. Pretty sure they're playing.
So you copy off the information. The laptops, they don't have anything sensitive about the MDM organization as a whole. Almost like they were set up as burners. Yeah, if we have to abandon these, it's not a big deal. But it does have the information on their current investigation. Why they were suspicious of Shadow. And there's allegations on here of a lot of wrongdoing by Shadow in kind of all over the place. And that's hardly news to you. A lot of people in the superhero community are suspicious of Shadow. But
Is that the company that I investigated with Unison Inroads Ferry in season 2?
Oh, I think it was. I think that may have been the first time they popped up. I wasn't thinking about the Boogeyman and haven't been present for that one. But yeah, they've got their fingers in a lot of pies.
They're are they a tech company?
Yes,
Is
among
that
other
right?
things. Yes, they do a lot of high tech stuff. They do a lot of genetics work. They also fund a fair amount of like blue sky research. They like to brag about that. So yeah, you know, there was a lab in Eastern Europe they busted into and freed some mutants. That was technically owned by this subsidiary that Shadow owns most of. There were strings connecting it.
Mm-hmm.
But not quite enough that you could, in a court of law, just literally go, Shadow was doing this. They could be like, oh, no, it was this side thing that, we had invested in, but we didn't know they were doing this. This is horrible. And the MDM is not the sort of people that go to the courts for this sort of thing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody have investigate? Or investigations, especially?
I believe I do. Yes, I have 2 ranks.
All right, you can give me a roll, an intellect roll with that.
I will use 1 rank of probability control to give you good luck.
Awesome. And that's a +2 bonus?
Yes.
All right, so that bumps it up to a 10.
All right. All right, so you got a 12. You needed to beat a 9. So that's a major. So you're looking at, you can absolutely see how they investigated and how it went like it went. Towards the end of their little investigation chain, though, it starts to get some of it's a little too convenient. Something about it's just kind of itching in the back of your head. You wonder if maybe Shadow realized they were being investigated and laid this as a trap. Like, there's nothing you can point to really prove that, but it's just this little. The last couple of clues they picked up, it was kind of like, awful convenient that this guy left this thing laying here, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Little too X marks the spot kind of bullshit.
Mm-hmm. And going over the cork board, you notice somebody has on one of the notes, written down, this is starting to feel a little too easy.
I know. Sometimes the bad guys really do just leave around a hard drive ranting about their evil plan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But also sometimes.
And of course, the police are here getting copies of everything as you're doing this. They report back to you. There are officers on hand, and spear agents starting to pop up, both with y'all and the rest of the crime scene. And they're going through the Shadow building. Shadow is cooperating. So far, they nothing suspicious in the sub basements. They're looking through the labs elsewhere in the building now. Everything in the facility that was attacked seems to be on the up and up. Then you hear the spear agents that showed up that were basically just getting a copy of the information like the police were, and talking with the police over who has jurisdiction, which is a conversation that the police always enjoy.
Oh yeah, everybody loves jurisdictional dick waving.
Yep. Now, a lot of times with super stuff, the cops aren't that upset to pass it off to Spear. But in this case, the criminals are already caught, so they put up a little bit more of a fight. But the agents' phones go off. It's like an alarm that goes off on both of their phones simultaneously. Like if you've ever been out somewhere and some kind of weather emergency or an Amber Alert or something like that goes off, and 5 or 6 people in the room, their phones all go off at the same time. It's kind of like that. They get on their phones, they read it, they look up at all the super people in the room. The prison transports have been attacked.
Oof.
They didn't make it to the facility.
MDM or somebody else?
No, the 2 transports that were carrying the MDM. Report from the scene is that the front part of both vehicles were just crushed into the road, and then the backs were peeled open, and the prisoners are gone.
The driver's alive.
This is the front, the engine, the cab, all of that were crushed flat. The guard that was in the back with Siphon and Wraith has been rushed to the hospital. It looks like he was just flung out of the vehicle. He was alive, but apparently in very bad shape. They're, like I said, rushing him to the hospital. They suggest y'all gather all the, basically they start ordering the cops around and moving in double time to gather all the information from this location. And, just in case they're going to might come back here and try to wipe, clues out there. They want to clear everything out as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, a few quick photos of the corkboard, and then they just start yanking down the notes and throwing them into bags. You finish making copies of the hard drive from the laptop, so they close the laptops and take them. Give the place, one more once overs to see, toss the mattresses, stuff like that, make sure there's nothing hidden. But once y'all are outside, the commander requests to know where the transports were when they were attacked. She'd like to take her team and look at the scene. Not interfere with the police, or Spear in any way. But, so you hear the Spear agents, give her the location.
Are either of the agents that we have worked with already?
Oh, that's a good question. I know I wrote some agent names down.
It was a Tolliver.
No. He's way too high ranking to be messing around in Detroit. Agent Allen and Agent Cryer are two agents that y'all have dealt with. We will say Agent Cryer is here. So one of them you have worked with before.
Yeah. So he was there when we busted the Russian place.
Yeah, he was one of the two that was there for that.
Can I pull out my preview glasses that looks back in time a little bit and just hand them to him? Because when they were shredding papers, I had pulled out a gadget to look.
Oh, that's right.
slightly
Yes,
back in
he will.
time
He will
to-
happily take that. In fact, he invites especially since the Detroit Defenders are going anyway. He invites you to come with him. You realize after the fact that might be because he wanted to bum a ride in y'all's flyer, rather than load him in the cars. It'll get him there quicker. It will get him there quicker.
They really want that picture inside the vehicle.
They'd really like some flyers of their own, but budget cuts being what they are.
Can I message back to Carol of like, do we need to have like one of us back at the library, or is the situation like being covered?
She's like, oh no, that's covered. It was you'd put in some good time there anyway. It's starting to wind down now, and news has circulated. Oh, there was a villain fight.
All right.
Yeah, there's no reason to cover anything. No, there was an emergency. Y'all ran off to deal with it.
All right, then we can like all head out without any issue.
Yeah,
Good. Yeah, then I'm happy to just head on and investigate the crime scene.
So you get there, and it's like described. It's like somebody just sunk their hand. It's like a giant had sunk their hands in the top of the part of the vans that carried the prisoners, just kind of peeled that open. And yeah, the front of the van just squished flat into the ground.
Good.
Do they have like a super strong guy on their team that we did not like see in the fight?
As far as anybody
you say-
knows, these three are the current members of the MDM. It's
Did you
suspected they
say
have some kind of
giant
support staff.
hand, as in like a skyscraper hand?
No,
Hmm.
it just looks like it's been peeled back, like from the middle of the
Okay.
top. Not
Okay.
necessarily like
I
there's
just-
finger holes or anything.
I just thought I heard you say giant, and I'm like, but he's already made
Yeah.
his appearance this season.
I have player information that is character information that I can't get. So
But yeah, the police are there. There's blood, gore, motor oil, all kinds of stuff leaking out of that pancaked front section. Yeah, the drivers most definitely did not make it. As you hear one of the officers say, horrible, but at least it looked like it was probably quick. They probably never knew what happened.
Is there any like video footage of it, like from street view cams or anything like that?
Not really. They were using kind of back roads. With the knowledge your characters have, they were headed to the Zug Island facility probably. But they don't publicly acknowledge that exists, so they were taking back routes where it wouldn't be obvious where they were going, or where there wouldn't be a lot of cameras or people.
So like whoever's the least squeamish can like look back at the tape as I like hold the glasses out.
Boogeyman will take it.
Yeah, Agent Cryer is like, he's not as excited about having the glasses now, but he puts them on. And that's what postcognition or something.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let me re-pull up the power listing because I believe it's post-cognition. And if I need to roll to make it a better one.
All
I
right,
can do that.
post-cognition. You can perceive things that happened in the past. You must touch a place or object. The difficulty is based on how far back you're trying to look.
Yeah.
But it also, the difficulty of one starts at a day, so. So yeah. Basically, for what you're using it for, it doesn't really matter. It's you're talking about a matter of maybe
15,
30 or
20
40 minutes at the absolute most. So y'all see the agent put on one pair. Can Boogeyman actually put him on without taking his helmet off?
He does have like a secondary like little bandana on his face.
Okay, so he can actually pop it off without revealing that he did.
I like the idea of us super gluing a little triangle on the front so the glasses can sit.
So those two put him on. You see the agent put him on. He looks around and then he jumps because they blocked the road off. He's standing in the middle of the road, and whatever he saw in the glasses made him jump to one side. And then he lifts the glasses up and looks. Oh, right. That was not a car that's currently there.
It can be disorienting. I like it.
I've just got to think of it as a virtual headset, and I should be good. So what you and the agent see, Boogie, is you put them on, following Skater Boy's instructions, you dial them back to the time period. A couple of cars come by. You see the trucks or the prisoner transports coming. And when they reach the spot where you see them, the fronts just crumple down like somebody stomping on an aluminum can.
Ooh.
The rest of the vehicle jerks, and then you don't see anybody touching them. The tops just start peeling off. The agent starts running around the vehicles like he's trying to see, where the person is. He's looking up and down and all over the place. Boogie, go ahead and give me an awareness.
Does investigation factor into this, or just straight awareness?
This would just be straight awareness. This isn't so much putting clues together as you're just trying to spot something. Difficulty is an 8.
Let's see.
Yeah, the agent flub. But so you look up directly over, and you just can make out somebody flying up there. Like the whole kind of just sort of standing in the air, arms crossed. It's almost a speck. You make out just enough detail to tell it's a person.
Flyer, probably extremely powerful telekinetic, because that is not an delicate job they did. If we can get higher, will these work multiple times for the same period of time that we're trying to look back at?
It'll get a little bit harder as you go further back in time. But yeah, you hop in the flyer and then run it again.
That's what I'm gonna do.
The commander's like, I could just carry you up there. And I could probably hold you steadier than your flyer can. Don't worry, I've never dropped anybody. Well, on accident.
You know what? Sure.
So she steps up, let's see how she. Yeah, she'll basically just lift off the ground, catch you up under the arms.
So much of fucking trap.
While she does that, can I make a gadget?
Sure. What are you making a gadget for?
A flying gadget for the agent. A rank 2 flying gadget.
Sure. What are you pulling out of your jorts?
It's a little multicolored hat with a propeller.
He's like, how does this work exactly?
Well, like you spin it and it flies. Hey, I met it, so it is a rank 2 propeller hat that
So
flies.
he puts the glasses on, puts the hat
it's got a little
on.
strap, so you can tie it to your chin, and he'll start the propeller, and it will gently fly him up.
As it starts lifting him up, you hear him say, "Go gadget copter."
I'll lean over to anyone who's next to me and be like, "That was from like a supervillain called like the Toy Crafter. He like really liked taking kids' toys and making them like really powerful stuff."
I mean, there's a whole market for that. He could have made bank on that, but I guess okay, do selling stuff.
Well, it's like that scene in Avengers when Spider-Man's talking to Sauron down in the Savage Land, and he's discovered Sauron has built a machine that can turn people into dinosaurs. And Spidey goes off about all the good you could do with that. You could cure cancer, but I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs.
Fair. Absolutely fair.
So as the commander is carrying Boogeyman up, and the agent is helicoptering up, behind him, the thought steps over to the rest of you. He's like, I have to agree with the assessment. I'm sensing a lot of residual psionic power here. No ongoing effects, just somebody did something big. He gestures to the vehicles, obviously, but it's enough that it's left an imprint in the area. He's like, I'm pretty sure I could have torn into the, I'm pretty sure I could have torn the back, the doors off the back of these things, but, peeling them open like, like aluminum foil and crushing the fronts like that, that's beyond what I can do. And I'm not as slouch as these things go. So those of you that flew up, the glasses don't turn off or anything. You see him still standing there. By the time you get up there, you get up there about the time, through the glasses, you see the 3 members of the MDM get floated up. Siphon and Grim Noir still unconscious. Let's see who was. Oh yeah, it was Wraith that was still awake. Do the glasses let you hear in the past or just see the past?
Post-cognition just says you can perceive things that happened in the past. So,
but the way they used them last time was just to read those papers. I don't guess it makes too much of a difference, though. So when she floats up there... Oh, go ahead.
I think to make it post-cognition easier, you might be able to take limits that make it just vision or just hearing or something. But I think
that makes
base
sense.
post-cognition is just...
So you see this man. He's got salt and pepper. He's dark hair, but there's a little bit of salt. A little bit of gray sprinkled in. Looks like he probably works out. Not super muscle bound, but in very good shape. He's wearing a white suit, like just a regular like business suit, white suit. And when Wraith gets pulled up to him. She looks leery. She's like, "Thank you for the assist. Who are you?" But he just tells her, "Let me get you somewhere safe. Then we should speak." And then they are off like a streak. He's still just standing there, arms crossed, but him and all the people he's levitating right there just kind of streak off. I was going to say north towards Canada, but in Detroit, sometimes south is towards Canada. Let's see, heading towards the Zug Island. That might be Canada on the other side from Zug. Anyway, he shoots off in the direction towards the Canadian border. Now, of course, you get no, the camera, the glasses are not cameras, but you got a good look at his face. If you see him in the future, you will recognize him. In fact, by the time you land, the agent, once the agent takes the glasses and the helmet and the hat off and hands them back to Skater Boy.
Oh, why, thank you.
He then glances around at all the other professionals. Nobody better have taken a picture of me wearing that getup.
Oh, come on.
And then you hear him ask one of the police if they could call back to their station and have a sketch artist handy. He would like, he would like to swing by there and give the description of somebody to get put an APB out on. Though, like you, Boogeyman, he has no idea who this guy was, and not somebody he's seen before.
Yeah, all Boogie's thinking is, oh no, because that is a lot of power the guy's throwing around.
Yeah, it is.
Come on, who needs to go up against world-class villains if not the I almost said the influencers, if not the visionaries?
That's right. That's right.
And when she lands, the thought gives the commander the same report he gave y'all. Hey, I sense a bunch of psychic influence here. So commander tells you, Boogie, because it was Boogeyman. Who was it that was theorizing it was a psychic, that it was a telekinetic?
It was Boogie.
Okay. Yeah, the commander tells you, okay, then, sounds like your theory is probably right. And if he's that powerful telekinetic, let's hope that's all the powers he's got. And with that, I mean, obviously the police are showing up and doing regular evidence and gathering samples of from the trucks to verify who was in the cabs. It is a kind of a grim task. They're not real pleased with it. Though the agent, it wasn't Allen, it was the other one, Pryor. Skater Boy, he's thanks you for the use of the equipment. If you ever feel like selling some of those glasses, let him know. He could probably convince Spear to buy a few.
Yeah. I'll have to see if the guy that made them is still in this dimension, and then I can like talk to him about it.
That would be great. Yeah, he doesn't know how admissible in court those things would be, but that'd be great for helping, with investigations. Even if you couldn't directly use them in court. All right, so the defenders ask you for a ride back. Not all of them can fly.
Do we have enough room in the flyer?
It's
Yeah, there's a lot.
it wasn't very roomy with all of y'all coming out here, but you could do it.
Okay.
You wouldn't want to go to a long flight packed in like that, but
Because there's always the option of Skater Boy skating back with someone.
I mean, we've got the beanie. That's one extra seat.
oh yeah. But
The beanie's not very fast.
Oh, that's a good point.
it's not even as fast as a fast
By
helicopter.
the way, would the defenders be interested in any I don't know, training assistance? At least a couple of us have been in the field for a good long while, and all of us have been in the field longer than you all.
Like
And,
potentially, they could have been like heroes before this.
That's a good point. I'm making a leap there.
But you've got the right idea. It would look good for Futuro if we're training other heroes besides just us.
In response to that
I know I
influencer,
appreciate.
the Rush is like, oh yeah, and we were super concerned with the billion-dollar company looking good. The guys that were suing world governments to try to make them keep contracts they signed because of the Pharaoh.
And what exactly does it have to do with y'all creating an explosion? I know it was an accident, and I do appreciate the candor that you presented. Just putting it out there. That's all. No need. Don't feel obligated.
The Rush, hand is coming up like he's about to go off, and the commander slaps a hand down his shoulder. That's enough.
That's what you did the last time.
No, at this point, Skater Boy puts a hand out on Whippet. Whoa, hey, no.
Oh.
I'm like,
You hear
wait
Stone
a
over to the
second.
side. I guess we know who the team hotheads are on either team.
No one threatens our Whippet.
No one was threatening anybody. Commander's like, nobody was threatening anybody. Rush,
It's been a long day.
Go
We're
sit
all
next.
tired.
Go sit next to the flare.
Yeah, I need a nap.
But she tells you, we appreciate the offer. A joint training exercise would probably do us all good. And yes, I mean, most of you are experienced heroes. Everybody's seen what Whippet can do. What Whippet was willing to do. Scatterboy's history speaks for itself. She's read reports on how much good the Boogeyman did in Rhodes Ferry. She looks over at Influencer. You're a bit more of an enigma, but you were very effective today, so
Well,
Oh yeah, like
we don't all get the
Influencer-
spotlight.
Influencer has had like a great showing throughout the entirety of our team.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Visionaries have a very good reputation. She's like, please don't take anything the Rush says personally. He's very anti-corporate.
I mean, I can't really throw any stones there.
And the rest of the trip back is uneventful. As they're hopping out of the flyer, the Rush even looks back at y'all. Like, sorry, I wasn't trying to be an ass. thanks for the ride. Goes on about his business.
Hey, look, it's like I'll like walk up and say, "Hey, look, it's not like I really like them a lot, but like," and I tap my shoulder where like the gel medicine is, and they're like, they literally like hired the doctor that can make the medicine for me.
Oh, those D-bags.
Yeah,
Forcing an old man out of retirement.
Well, I was gonna come out of like retirement regardless. But, like, I lost like a lot of years, and I'm like, I was gonna die regardless. So like, I'm kind of like devil may care attitude of like, get the last couple years of helping people that I can, no matter what.
Rush shakes your hand. That's actually admirable, man.
Yeah,
that's something I can look up.
It does suck that it comes with like a brand name attached to it, but like, I didn't have like a lot of options.
Cool. I guess we'll see you around.
All right, Lexi, you man. And then I'll jog back to the group.
All right, so y'all get back to the Futuro building. Offerman's there, ready for hey, report down to the debrief. Y'all get out. The pilot's making notes about battery. How the batteries held up with all that all that extra tonnage he was moving. So y'all get out of the conference room. Offerman's like, "Good job at the event. It's a shame it got interrupted, but the mayor was very pleased. Everything went smooth. We here at Futuro are especially pleased at how quickly you shut down the fight once you arrived. It's like the moment you arrived, it was over. The Detroit Defenders are a surprise. Occasionally having a new hero pop up is not all that surprising. But having not just a team, not just a collection of random heroes, but it looks like a very organized group. I can't imagine those matching suits were cheap.
No, they allegedly have some donors going on behind the scenes, which I can't swipe at, but also, who do they convince to give a bunch of random people, assuming they are just a bunch of random people who have superpowers, startup capital for those matching suits, and God knows what else they have.
Yeah. Though if they're registered as a non-profit, we might be able to look into that to some degree.
Yeah, because they would have like been registered in like the last year or two.
Yes.
And they're specifically called the Detroit Defenders, so it's not like gonna be super hard to lock down a time frame.
I'll get someone in legal to start looking into that. Find out who their donors are. I mean, quite likely it'll just be wealthy individuals looking for a tax break. But we can look to see if there's anybody suspicious in there.
Yeah, because like there is the fear with like the Majestics having fallen through that this is like a backup plan from like Prometheus.
Do we know for sure they're not robots under those suits?
One of them could like mold their. Well, that would be the outside of the suit that they molded to be like stone. So like, it's not impossible. It's like super rare to have like a telekinetic robot though. So like, most likely people.
Okay. Sorry, that was just something that occurred to me. So they had the whole helmet thing going on. Let's see, what else was it? So the MDM, according to what we overheard, was something about mutant trafficking from the Shadow Corps.
Accusations, which would line up with my previous experience with associated with them.
Yeah, they're not a business. They're not a company with a good reputation. I mean, admittedly, Futuro has made some stumbles in the public relations department, but not the sort of things Shadow has been allegedly involved in. But also, they're a powerful target to investigate. And my understanding is the police found nothing suspicious at their facility today. Though investigation is ongoing, and it's only been a couple hours. We've asked friends in the department to keep us informed. Is there anything else any of you discovered or feel you should bring up?
Boogeyman's going to think about how much this whole thing stinks, but he's going to keep that within the team specifically.
Gotcha. All right, so I guess moving forward, then your team will be keeping an eye on Shadow, kind of like we're keeping an eye out for anything Prometheus related.
Yeah.
Or now that I think about it, there's also the Volkov Industrial Tech. Hoffman's like, I'm starting to wonder if we're going to end up keeping an eye on every company in this city.
Well, I mean, that's just good business sense, isn't it?
Well, yes, to some degree. But you start investigating all your competitors, and sometimes people will look at you funny.
Are you stuck?
But let's see. That's about all Offerman's got. He's real pleased with how it went today. Y'all got thrown a curveball. Y'all rolled with it just fine. He's a little concerned about the Detroit Defenders. Kind of, not diluting your brand, but he's worried that they might take eyes off of you. So we may have to do more public-facing things. Make sure the city stays focused on you. I mean, obviously, stay on good relations with this other team. Obviously, if they're in need of aid at some point, Well, I don't have to tell you that. You will focus on the superheroics and do what needs to be done. Even if some of the shareholders and stuff might be asking how we're going to deal with the competition.
No unnecessary slap is what you're saying.
Beg pardon?
No unnecessary slap fights is what you're saying.
Yes, let's try to avoid the classic misunderstanding fight with the other team.
Also, I think you could sell it to the shareholders in the aspect of medicine, because you have the brand name medicine, but you can only have that by itself for so long before off-brands have to be allowed in. So it was kind of a known quantity that someone was going to end up doing the same thing that we did once we showed success.
Oh, that's a good point. I mean, the analogy breaks down at a certain point, but
Yeah.
We're only trying to make the shareholders feel better, so that could work.
Mm.
Well, I should have expected this out of you. You're a businessman yourself.
I've like done well enough.
Oh, come now. Your restaurants are quite successful. And the numerous patents you hold. Well, anyway, I guess this is all we really need for this meeting. Yeah, meeting adjourned. Take it easy for the rest of the day. And I will. I'll keep you updated on anything we learn from the police or Spear, any information they share with us. I'll be sure to send y'all's way. Good job out there, everyone. We here at Futuro are all very proud of you. And then the meeting's dismissed.
After the meeting, I want to try to speak with influencer in private. If he'll let me.
Sure.
Hey, like, influencer. Can I, like, talk to you for a second?
Sure.
Hey, listen, I know I got, like, mad at you during the fight. It's just, like, I knew they had information. Or, like, I assumed they had information. Because, like, they're a group that, like, doesn't get caught by the cops ever. And they, like, do these jobs. So, like, I assumed they had something going on and wanted to, like, talk to one. And, like, back in the day, I could, like, do the mind reading stuff. But now, like, I get, like, headaches from doing it. And it's just, like, it was a frustration point. And, like, I shouldn't have, like, taken it out on you like that.
No harm done.
All right. I'll see you in the... Well, we're going to take a break today, but, like, see you in the
Yeah.
training rooms?
See you in the training room.
All right. And I'll walk
Teach
off.
me some moves.
I'll get, like, everyone on this team on a board eventually. It's just a convenient way to travel.
Now I'm picturing the last big fight of the campaign. All of you are skateboarding down a hill towards the enemy.
It'll be just like the golf cart, the fleet of golf carts.
Yes.
With our villain heroes.
It will be the dream of all 90s comics. Everyone's on a skateboard.
Yeah.
It's like, we've got to have, some kind of 80s or 90s music, maybe even 70s.
It is the dream only the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were able to accomplish.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to wrap here then. I enjoyed it. I hope y'all had fun. Hope anybody that comes by and checks us out. Hope you'll come by in 2 weeks when we do this again. Again, I was your GM for the day, Jason, and with me has been Marigold as the Boogeyman.
I hope y'all had as much fun listening as we did playing.
Curtis as the Influencer.
Laters.
Mike as Whippet.
Happy March, everyone.
And Taylor as Skater Boy.
Rabbit.
Oh, see ya.
And we will see y'all next time.